guys, what's up? So today I'm doing another foundation first impressions, and this is one I'm so excited about because I've heard good things about it. It's the Revolution Full Coverage Camouflage Foundation. Why could I not say that? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing another foundation first impressions about a foundation I'm super excited about because I've heard a lot of good things about it. So it is the Revolution Pro Full Coverage Camouflage Foundation, and it also comes with the Revolution Full Cover Camouflage Concealer. So we're going to be testing them both out today, but it's mostly on the little foundation here. If you're trying to shade match, make sure you check the description box because I have a bunch of foundations that match me, and they're drugstore, they're high-end. I have a huge list down there, so make sure you check that out. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button while you're down there and the bell so that you're notified of all my future videos. So let's just jump into it. My skin is normal to dry. I don't have a lot of dry patches, but it is sensitive as well, so I can break out. And I do have some pigmentation issues over here, so I definitely need to cover, and it's definitely harder to cover dark spots than if it was like a pimple, in my opinion. And so it's very difficult to cover up a dark spot like this. So we're gonna see if this foundation really is full coverage and it does camouflage everything. So first I'm gonna go ahead and read what the company claims. This does retail for $10 on the Revolution website. I will link it off below. But this is what it says. It says, highly pigmented and creamy in 18 skin true shades, Revolution Pro Full Coverage Camouflage Foundation creates maximum coverage with an even natural looking finish. Apply to targeted areas or all over and blend out using a synthetic brush or sponge to cover blemishes, scars, birthmark veins, and temporarily disguised tattoos. Waterproof, non-transferable, and long wearing, set with powder for an even long lasting finish. So they do have 18 shades, and I feel like they do have a good range. I feel like there's neutral yellow, pink undertones, then there's peach, there's golden, there's beige, there's cool, there's just a lot of undertones, and I think for a drugstore foundation they did a really good job of coming out with shades. 18 shades is a lot of shades for a drugstore foundation, so that's really exciting. So yeah, it's supposed to be full coverage, it's supposed to have a natural finish, it's supposed to be non-transferable, long wearing, and it's supposed to really cover everything, but you do need to use it with a synthetic brush or a sponge. So that's what we're gonna do today. So what I've noticed with Revolution is that their foundations all have the same like shades, like F1 to F18. And so I am in the Revolution Fast Base Stick. I'm F10 is my match. So I got F10 also in here. So we're going to see how it compares. I'm also going to swatch it next to the Fast Base so we can see if the shades really are very much the same. I'm also going to swatch the concealer here, the Camouflage concealer with this is F8, with the F8 concealer, the Conceal and Define, which again are supposed to be the same. And I'll swatch it also with some other foundations so we can see how it matches with other foundations. So let's go do that. Okay, so this is the Fast Base Stick Foundation in F10. This is the Camouflage Foundation in F10. This is the Camouflage Concealer in F8. This is the Revolution Define, Conceal and Define Concealer in F8. This is the I Like Colors Truly Matte Foundation in Medium Beige. This is the Tarte Rainforest by the Sea Water-Based Foundation in Medium Sand. This is the Maybelline Fit Me 220. This is the NARS Natural Radiant Foundation in Vanuatu, which is 3.5, medium 3.5. This is the It Cosmetics CC Cream in Medium Tan. Let's see if the Camouflage Foundation oxidizes. Nope, looks like it's pretty much the same. Okay, so now that we saw some swatches, let's go ahead and start to apply this onto the face. All I have is my castor oil on. I haven't even moisturized, so well, that is moisturizing, but I've also been applying a separate moisturizer, so I'm going to do that. And I have my eyebrows and I have some lashes on, and that's basically it. Don't really have anything on my face other than that. Okay, so I'm gonna use moisturizer. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Daily Moisturizer. My face is hydrated. It is pouring rain outside right now, guys. Okay, so for primer, I'm gonna start with the NYX Angel Veil Primer because it's a simple primer. It's not gonna mess with how I'm testing out the foundation. I usually use this primer when I'm testing out foundation for you guys. So I am going to be using the LA Girl sponge on one side of the face, and I will be using my favorite foundation brush, which is the Morphe Y7 brush on this side, and it is synthetic. So yeah, let's just get started. So I'm going to shake it up. F10. Ooh. Okay. It's kind of thicker. Ooh. Probably didn't need that much, but we shall see. I have like a little blemish right there. The color is a good match. It does claim to have a natural finish, which I definitely see that. It's not dewy, but it's very, like, it looks very skin-like. It doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation on that side. So that's, I don't think that was a light layer, but it still, it covered a lot. I would say medium coverage off of that. So we'll try to build it up after I try the brush side. Typically you get better coverage on the brush. I don't feel like I didn't put a lot of foundation on this side. So I did have pigmentation and it seemed to cover it really well. I think I would add a tiny bit more on here. So I'd say high medium coverage on this side. So another one of my problem areas, if you guys are new, is my forehead. Like my forehead, I have lines and creases there from like doing this, and so sometimes it'll settle in, but it's not settling in there right now, so we're good so far. I'm gonna add a tiny bit more, and I'm going to try to build it to full coverage on both sides. That's like the tiniest amount, if you can see that. Yeah. Now I would say that this side is full coverage. I feel like it covered everything up. Yeah, I think this is a buildable foundation. It can be built up to full coverage. I think I like the brush side better. It's like, it's smooth, like it's so smooth, but here I feel like it looks like I can see my texture a tiny bit more. Not that I have a lot of texture, but you know, your natural skin texture. I feel like this side I can kind of see my pores more, and it's not as blurred, but this side it's like really blurred and perfected. Wow, I'm really liking this foundation, you guys. It looks really, really good. It is tacky though. It does have a slight tacky finish. We'll see. I also think that the side with the brush has more of a natural glow, like a glow from within finish, and the side with the sponge has like a softer matte finish, like natural, but has a little bit of a matte finish. I think that this just made it a little more matte. I tried to not use it underneath the eyes so that we can use this concealer. This is the Full Coverage Camouflage Concealer. I got the shade C8, which is slightly lighter, which is what I like. So I'm going to just put a little dot underneath here. I'm hoping that was not too much, but we'll have to see. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to try to blend it with my finger first and spread it around. Ooh, I like the color. I think I picked a good color. It spreads really, really easy. I'll even add some to so I'm going to use a sponge on this side and I'll use a brush on that side. Ooh, I love how it blended out with the brush. It looks really good under there. I usually get really bad wrinkles, like really bad, like really, really, really bad. I'll do this brush. I'm not sure what brush this is, but it's like a dome brush. Definitely got more coverage off the brush side. It's not accentuating any like lines. So I have this thing with concealers that they get crusty and they crease like crazy because I have little lines under there. So I'm digging it, and the foundation still hasn't set. So I am going to set my foundation and finish the rest of my face, and then we'll be back. Okay, so I finished the rest of my makeup. Let's talk about what's on my face really quickly, and I will write it down below in the description box as well. I like to tell you guys because I know someone's gonna ask. So I did set my under eyes with the Wet n Wild pressed powder. This one's in the shade Neutral Beige, which is lighter than my regular shade. That way I can use it underneath the eyes and it'd be more brightening. So that's what I put under the eyes. For my entire face, I use the e.l.f. finishing powder in light medium, which I really like that combination. To contour, I use the Butter Bronzer in Deep Bronzer. For just a regular shimmery bronzer, I use the Sweethearts bronzer in Sweet Tea, one of my favorites. For blush, I use the LA Colors Red Rogue blush in FlipSide. It looks like this. It's a very natural blush. Why are all these brushes falling out right now? I don't know. For my highlight, I'm using the Hard Candy Just Glow Baked Highlighting Trio in Meet Me in Tahiti. And the color that I used was this middle one right there, which is a beautiful highlight. Oh my gosh, I am obsessing over that one. I do have the Koko lashes in Risque on, and for my whole eye look, I use the Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2 eyeshadow palette by Tarte, which looks like this. I basically use these 4 colors right here, and then for the crease pop of color, the light purple color in there, I use the Revolution Pro Trends Mischief Mattes color in Exclusive, which is this color right here, just lightly in the crease to kind of match my shirt, matchy matchy. For the lips, I use the Milani Amore Shine Liquid Lip Color in Tenderness, which is this color right here, and I diffused it a lot. So let me just tell you, the first thing I noticed about the foundation is how everything blended so smoothly over top. So I did set it with this finishing powder, and I felt like it set really easy, and everything that came on top didn't look powdery. It just looked so smooth and flawless. I'm not even kidding. Like, I thought I knew what smooth and flawless was, but apparently I didn't, because this is smooth and flawless. Like, this is one of my main problems, guys. One of my main problems with foundations is that even though I set it with a powder, oftentimes bronzers or contours will be patchy over top. This foundation, literally everything smoothed out. everything went on top smoother than a baby's bottom. Like, I'm not even kidding. So the bronzer, the contour, everything went out on so smooth and blended out. Nothing looked patchy. Nothing was difficult to blend out. I am super impressed with the formula of this foundation and how affordable it is. I still think that I like the brush side a little bit better. I mean, they both look really, really good. I think that this side looks a lot more natural. So I think a beauty blender for a very natural look is really good. But if you want like a full coverage, like glam look, I think that the brush would be better. I don't know if that even makes sense, but I really like the foundation. It looks so smooth and it hasn't set into any of my lines up here. It kind of started to a little bit, but then once I set it, it kind of went away, and it looks really good. Even around my nose, it looks really, really good, like around here. So I am really impressed so far. Also, the concealer looks smooth. My eyes have never looked smoother under there. I am so excited to continue testing it out for the day, you guys. It is 10:17 and I will be back in 5 hours, and then at the very end of the night to show you up close and personal how the foundation lasts. If you want to see up close and personal as it's happening live, you need to follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, because I update you guys in the Instagram stories and on Snapchat about what's going on the day that I'm actually filming. So make sure you follow me there. It's Bondbeautyful everywhere. So yeah, I'll see you guys in 5 hours. Okay, so it's been 5 hours. Let's look and see what the foundation looks like, shall we? I think that it still looks really, really nice on the skin. I definitely think that I'm getting, like, I have a glow going on like here, but everywhere else, and a little bit glow like on my cheeks, but everywhere else it looks pretty much the same and really, really, really nice. Yeah, and it's not clinging around my nose or anything like that. It's not accentuating my lines here. I'm really liking the foundation. The coverage still looks the same as when I first applied it. So far I'm really enjoying the foundation. It looks really, really nice. My concealer as well looks really flawless. It's not creasing under there and it looks really good. This is the best concealer underneath my eyes I have tried yet. It's looking really good, really smooth under there. So yeah, so far I'm loving how it looks on my skin. I don't know, it looks good so far. We'll see if it lasts to the very end of the night. I'll try to wear it for 10 hours so you guys can see how well it lasts. Okay, so it's 9 o'clock. It's been 10.5 hours since we first applied the Camouflage foundation. I have been really, really impressed with it because I feel like it looks really nice. But really quickly, let's go through and look at the flash picture. There is no flashback. No flashback whatsoever. The concealer, the foundation, it all looks really, really good. This is a good foundation for flash photography, for regular photography because it's full coverage, but it looks really natural and beautiful. So I'm super impressed. So let's take a look at my skin close up, shall we? So I think that it's still very, very good coverage. If you can see my cheek area where I had my problem, my little pimple, it all looks good and there's still a lot of coverage. The only thing I will say is that my nose looks a little bit like oily, but this is the thing. I don't know if it's oily because I was cooking and it was like super, super hot in my kitchen and whatnot. That could be why, because everywhere else looks really, really good. My forehead is a tiny bit oily as well. Like, not oily, like the foundation just turned really, really, really glowy in those spots. So if you're oily, make sure that you really mattify with a good powder in the T-zone, because this is one of those foundations that has that as you wear it, it gets glowier. But mine didn't get glowy until after the 5 hour mark. So not to mention, I just put a finishing powder over top. I didn't even set it with a setting powder. So maybe if I would have set it with setting powder first, it might have held up a little bit better. But even though it's glowy, it's not breaking apart. It's not looking weird. It's not bunching up. It looks really, really good. It just, I do have a glow to the skin. Also, the concealer still looks really, really smooth under there. I told you guys I get like the old lady crinkly, like it's dry, almost like dry patches around here. The concealer did not give me that whatsoever. It looks really, really, really good. I don't know, guys. I feel like oftentimes on my channel, like there's not that many negative foundation reviews, but trust me, I have tried some awful foundations in my time. I'm being completely honest, you guys. I love this foundation. I honestly think this would be a good one to try for events and pictures and things like that, because it has no SPF in it whatsoever. It just looks flawless. It's super inexpensive for those of you guys that are on a budget. It's budget friendly. So I love the concealer, I love the foundation. I'm gonna have to keep on trying it with different combinations of products and see how it is. But I really, really honestly love it. I think it looks really good, and for being 10.5 hours, this looks amazing. Really, seriously, yeah, this looks amazing. And it's a drugstore product, so I give it a big old fat thumbs up, you guys. Before we finish the first impressions, because the foundation claims to be camouflage to mask tattoos and whatnot, I did want to do something a little bit different and put in a clip of me trying the foundation on top of marker on my face. I've done this one other time with the Dermacol review. I'll link it over here in the iCard so you can go check it out if you have not. And it's just really fun. We'll see how much it can truly cover. It still is a really good foundation. It still has high coverage. It covered my pigmentation. It covered my pimple. So we know it has high coverage, but will it cover tattoos? Will it cover ink on our faces? Will it cover like red marker? I like to do red marker because black is too hard to take off. I ain't doing that. But I thought it would be fun, so I hope you guys enjoy it. So let's do that. All right, so let's do this. We have a red washable marker because I don't want to have trouble taking this off. Let's do this. Let's see. Can it truly do it? Can it truly cover tattoos? Everything? I'm aware it's not black, guys. I'm very much aware, but black is too hard to take off. All right. So let's see if it can truly cover. We'll try sponge, we'll try brush, and I'll just put it straight on the sponge to make it easy on ourselves. All right, here we go. Holy crap, no way. Okay, so I blended it out a little bit. Let's bring you guys in closer real quick. Okay, so you can see how much it covered. Even with the sponge. I mean, look at that. Look at that. All right, let's try with the brush on the other side. This is my Morphe Y7 brush. All right, I shouldn't have put this on the brush. Just put some. That was way too much, but I think I got better coverage with the sponge. Definitely got better coverage with the sponge. I mean, it's pretty good coverage, you guys. It's not a Dermacol, but it's pretty dang good coverage. I mean, you can see how much coverage it's given me. That is freaking amazing, you guys. It's definitely not Dermacol foundation, but it's hecka close for $9. Super inexpensive. I cannot believe this. Can you believe this? Oh my gosh. Give me that coverage. Give it to me. If you guys enjoyed this first impressions, make sure to give me a thumbs up before you go and to hit the subscribe button. I also upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so make sure that you come back in a couple of days. I love you guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.